Aloha, beautiful pod, golden galactic celestial star beings. Bliss here doing a little check-in. I wanted to touch in on the energies and the transformation that is underway and the celebration for our human family, and to just share a few little pieces that may be of support. So we have passed through some massive cosmic alignments together, and what it really translates to now is the ego being completely blown apart. And that is the liberation of all of our human family from the roles that we were playing, and the unlocking of our super abundant energy, our super abundant creativity that is about to flood the collective consciousness in a way that we have never experienced it before. So everything's about to change. So I felt to just do a little touch in, first of all, to share that I did a really incredible collab interview with Brandon Thomas on the 17th of March, which was a very powerful full moon. And he posted it on the Jupiter Neptune conjunction, which is a moment of great transformation in our consciousness. And so that interview is so profound. When I watched it, I was spellbound. I was speechless, actually, not spellbound. I was completely speechless by the end of the interview, because what the transmission was tracking was what is here now, and it was preparing us for that. And so I just invite all of you to check that incredible interview on Expanding Reality out. It's in the description box down below. And then Brandon created all these cool sneak peeks as well. So I put the links for the sneak peeks, the little snippets that he took out of the interview together. And you might want to check those out as well. So basically today's message is that as these cosmic energies of transfiguration are, we say coming in, but really they're opening up from the inside of our bodies. They're opening up from the inside of the cosmos, and we're just part of the cosmos. So the ego is being dissolved, and there is this thing called our cosmic Akash, which is like our own personal sovereign cosmic bank account. And that is where the superabundance flows, and it's what the yogis access, and all the avatars have shown us how they open up the field to magnetize to them superabundance in every way. And that is what is unlocking for our human family in a very profound way. So today's message, because this has really been coming through the transmission a lot, is to say that when the universe is bringing forth to us new opportunities or potentials and possibilities. In the past, we had this thing called the ceiling, which was created by the ego, which we could not get beyond. And so that's what perpetuated lack and limitation. And it really required a professional specialist of ego dissolution to get beyond that veil, to get into the cosmic Akash, get into the cosmic bank account that is there for each one of us. So today's message is that we have to go, there's yin and there's yang. We have to go a little yang on our ego to break through where the ego perpetuates the same old story, the same old messages, the same old feelings, the same old worries, the same old desires, the same shit, different day. We got to take some of our yang energy and burst through, because the ego ceiling is very, very thin now. And as we just say, no, I am not going to listen to this voice in my head anymore. I'm going all the way for the gold. How do we know what the gold is? Because our heart tells us where the gold is. And the gold isn't necessarily what we think it looks like. So we got to go for the goal. We got to listen to our heart. We've got to say, what do I really dream about and desire, and go for it and break through the inertia. This is the final part. It's like when the caterpillar turns to a butterfly and then the cocoon is so very still for so long. And then all of a sudden the cocoon starts to shake a little occasionally. And then a little fist starts to bang on the edge of that cocoon to break through. And that requires an inertia, a cosmic, a conscious cosmic choice to begin to break through that cocoon and no longer listen to the dualistic inner voice. So it requires some focus, it requires some awareness, and the codes that have been coming in the transmissions have really guided us through to draw our energy in, draw it up, to physically use our bodies to do this breakthrough with the cocoon. So we have a perineum, which is at the base of the body, in the center of the body. And we have the mula bandha, which are these muscles the inside of the body that create locks. And so just like when a boat is traveling through the locks, the Panama Canal, it goes through the locks, and the locks fill with water, the boat pulls in, the locks fill with water after the lock goes in. And that's what we have to do with ourselves right now, is draw everything in. And the physical body is key for this part to collapse the remainder of the old stories, the old feelings, everything that went with the ego. Everything that went with our role in the play, everything that went with our wounding, with our knowing, what we were so sure about, what we were so sure about each other. What we're going to start to see on the planet is everything we were sure about each other is not true at all. We're going to start to see how epic everybody is as the ego falls off, because we all just put on these veils to play out this game called duality and offer each other learnings and experiences. So as the veils come off, we start going like, wow, like a person is so different today. And it's been happening over time. And now with the Neptune, Jupiter Neptune conjunction, like, whew, the lid is off. And as we begin to experience life in a wonderful way, that unlocks the superabundance, it unlocks the creativity, and it starts to dissolve the concept that we need middlemen, middle systems, borders, boundaries, and all that stuff. We start to recognize that we are one cosmic, epic human family that completed a great experiment, a great experience, and now we are collectively together with this planetary body passing through the veils. So if you love to do meditation, and even if you don't, you can do this standing in the grocery store line. If the messages come in, if the old inertia comes in that starts to have you feel weak, have you feel like giving up, have you feel like saying, F it, I'm collapsing, if you are on the precipice of great success, that's when the ego parasites and entities will come in to create that opportunity to finally break through and say no to that and yes to unlocking our cosmic superabundance. So if you draw your muscles in and up, which is part of a lot of yogic breathing exercises, if you do Bikram's yoga, that's how we start the practice. Draw in, up. If you draw in and up, and you draw all that energy from the base of your spine to the top of your head, and you hold your breath, you just hold it there. And then simultaneously connect into what we would call the higher self, even though it's all happening inside of us. You connect up to that part of yourself as though you are going to the bank and opening the door and walking in. and taking the best withdrawal from your bank account, because this is your cosmic Akash that you have ever taken. This is how we bring more and more of our divinity, the truth of who we are, pure source consciousness, oneness, unity. That's how we bring it back in. And suddenly we decide, we realize the old personality is not who we are at all. And we are just flowing with cosmic energy, with cosmic joy, with cosmic bliss, ecstatic, orgasmic. That is what is coming in. And for those on the family who are conscious of the process, we are sharing these gifts and tools, how to break through the final piece, to give a visual, to understand what is happening. If you just feel like you're getting weak or you're giving up and it's never coming or whatever, use the physical body. It is the greatest technology and the greatest tool to do the squeeze in, which collapses the remainder of the old waves that we created through our thought forms. It collapses them back in through the body like an instrument, and then draw it up and hold it at the top of the head, because when we do that, that starts knocking on the door of the pineal. When we create that pressure in our head and hold it at the top of our head, it starts to knock on the pineal gland, which is projecting the entire reality onto the blackness of space. So we knock on these doors to access our cosmic tools. And then suddenly everyone around us is profoundly beautiful and profoundly nice, and we are profoundly super abundant, and profoundly positive things are happening. Could never even imagine happening, like borders and boundaries all going down. Guaranteed. Just like the Berlin Wall went down in a day, all countries and borders will go down in a day, because the collective consciousness has these epiphanies to realize what is happening within. And as we let go of our ego, we dissolve everything that it created as well, that created separation from within. And now we are moving forth into the great celebration on the planet, the Miracle Jubilee, the rock star, the superstar moment for everyone on the planet to be in celebration, for contact, for the completion of our experiment together. So use your physical body and be young. Use the young energy to pierce through, to break through where there feels like there's limitation, where there feels like it's giving up. This is not the moment to give up. It's not the moment to allow ourselves to be suppressed by the messages and the stories. It's the moment to use our yang to penetrate. That's what the yang does. It's penetration energy. It penetrates. And when it penetrates, it liberates energy. That's what the butterfly has to do with its little arms, penetrate the cocoon to liberate itself into what is already here and waiting. And as the butterfly comes out of the cocoon and it has an entirely new sensory system, its perception and experience of creation is completely unique and new. So if you love this love stream, please share it. That's called gifting. There are so many links down below from previous love streams if you're just catching up to the whole series of love streams that we started in the middle of February, called the Mary Magdalene love stream, to really begin to unlock these final pieces for human consciousness. There's meditations that are super helpful that Bliss has created, along with the assistance of Pod at Various Miracles. There is my YouTube channel, Unity Transmissions. Please go and like and subscribe to Unity Transmissions, so when we're at 1,000 we can start doing love streams from there as well. and that's in the description box, Unity Transmissions. There's links if you would like to contribute via PayPal, Venmo, GoFundMe to support these transmissions. And as we unlock our massive super abundance, which is really just pure source energy, which can be turned into anything. And most important of all, in the description box at the top is the Expanding Reality interview with epic Brandon Thomas, the most incredible interviewer I've ever met, that was able to hold space, ask the questions, and help create a container so this transmission could be translated in a way that is receivable by all to understand what is happening on the planet. So, and his sneak previews as well, which are super cool. Love them so much. We love we. I love you. Please share out this love stream, and let's celebrate Miracle Jubilee for all. Berlin Wall went down in a day because the humans who took it down woke up to realize inside of themselves. They ended the separation. And that's what's happening on a planetary, global, galactic, cosmic, celestial level now. We love we so much. Aloha.